You feel this nervousness on the phone there?
Sir, I've been trying to make an urgent phone call up there.
Well, I don't think it's something I want to do on an overseas phone.
You gotta make some phone calls. Hang up the phone. Prank caller. Prank caller.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Packernet After Dark. This is the call-in show of the Packernet Podcast Network. If you'd like to call in, if you'd like to participate in the show, please feel free to do so. The phone number here is 608-501-0718. New call to go direct to the front of the line. We don't have a new call today. It's pretty simple today what we're going to do. Unfortunately, we got a bunch of Garrett and a Peter Thomas, but they were all from Saturday. I'm not going to go back to Saturday. The very first call that I got was Snacks at 12:08. So that was when the game started. Let's make sure we got all the settings right. It looks like we do. Let's hear from Snacks. This is at 12:08. Game just started.
Look at Malik. Little short little crosser to the dervish. Little back shoulder to Watson. And then a round the edge to his, well, I guess the house. But this old squad, man, Vila Grace, that was an outstanding opening drive. We march.
Yeah, I mean, it is funny. I mean, we're 8 minutes into the 12:08. Probably not even because they always start late. How early it was when it was like, dude, Malik's looking like, I don't want to say anything, but it kind of looks like he's doing it again. I don't know. We'll see how she goes.
I mean, would you look at Malik? I don't care if you don't pass. That's fine. Keep running, buddy. Keep running. I don't care. Just keep doing it.
He is dangerous with his legs, man. I mean, he really is. He's a scary dude when it comes to that, and we got to see that, and that was exciting. I mean, there's a lot of different kinds of athletic quarterbacks. Pretty much, I would say most of the league, aside from the older guys, have some level of athleticism. They get called athletic. Caleb Williams is athletic and all. Malik is on a different level when it comes to athleticism. He just is. And not only, he's a big dude. So we got to see all that. Not only the speed, when he hits that next gear and he starts taking off, but on top of that, how hard he is to bring down. I mean, he's a thick dude. He broke a ton of tackles. It was a stat. You'll hear it tomorrow that was on the NFL Pro thing about him as far as his rushing yards over expected. I believe it's the highest in the NFL this year right now. So not too bad. I actually skipped one. Let's do this one.
Dude, Jair, jumping the rope, more interceptions already than we had all last year. And a TD? Let's go.
12:41.
Hey, Ryan, it's me. Here's the lad from the
What's up, man?
So, we're just on halftime here in the game, and I think it's 27. Packers, I'm feeling pretty good about the game. The defense did start really slow, but then it got better. The offense is looking pretty good, but we need to clean up those penalties. I'm tired of the offensive line. I do think that the Packers need to focus more on the trenches in the next draft. Not that they don't, but I think they need to focus more. Just too many rookie mistakes coming from veterans and too many penalties, and I don't see, talking about the defensive line, I just don't see those big plays that they should be having with all the investment that the Packers made. So yeah, good thing that we need to clean that up. And talking about the receivers, I love our receiving core. Reed is the man, but I do think that we could use another down wide receiver like Reed is, like a guy you can count on every single down. Because I feel like Romeo and Watson are more like big play kind of a receiver, a guy to bail you out, but not a down. But yeah, really happy with the game. Think we will win it. So be calling again in the end of the game, and that's it. Go Pack, go.
Well, I certainly can agree with you on. You mentioned we need another wide receiver like Reed that can be counted on every down. I mean, that is what we're getting from Reed right now, which is fantastic. A guy that you can count on in so many different ways. I mean, when you need something, he's your guy. If you need a guy to get open across the middle, he can do it. If you need a guy that, you can pitch it to behind the line of scrimmage, he can do that too, consistently. It was funny. Somebody in the chat when I was streaming was calling for it. And I was like, man, we've come a long way from the days of people begging Matt LaFleur to please knock it off. But, yeah, we'll see. I mean, again, there's still question marks in the trenches, but after that performance in the second half, which I'm sure we'll get to in a little bit here, we can at least maybe pause that for a little bit.
What's going on, Ryan? Chris from Alabama, man.
What up?
Halftime of the game, man. That was an excellent first half. Malik coming out looking like a solid quarterback. Having a little problem running the football right now. That stout line, that front line of Tennessee, they kind of stout. So I kind of figured we were going to have a little trouble running it. But, I mean, the counters, Malik doing his thing, not making no mistakes, pushing the ball downfield, getting a little bit on the ground. Jair with the pick six, defense on the first drive, looking, I was like, they got to tighten up, and they done buckled down since then. So all we got to do is keep doing what we doing, and we'll come out of here with a victory, man. But I'm going to get ready to lock into this second half, go Pack Go, and I'll talk to y'all after the game.
And again, you can just tell from the tone, it's like, obviously anything can happen. We're not necessarily doing backflips celebrating a victory, but I mean, it's just consistently all the way down. Like, I like it. I like what I'm seeing. I like Malik. I like the pick six. We'll see, but I like it.
I mean, how about that play? Golly, the blocking was great. EW's got some rockets at his feet.
Oh, yeah.
All the way to the house right after the penalty, which was probably a terrible call. You know what? That happens. First play after, man, we are playing efficient. I just love it. Love it.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest things, too, is, I had said it on the stream, if you were watching it. The first time there was like a penalty and we got into like a 3rd and 15, I said, just punt it. I mean, I wasn't being serious, but the bottom line of what I was getting at is, first of all, these situations, you're in trouble, right? The coaches will come out and they'll be like, there's not much in the playbook. It's really tough to try to convert these things. There's only so many things you can try. And then on top of that, it's like, this is not what we're built for. We're not here to play this kind of game. Not that it's impossible. Not that Malik can't complete a 15, 16-yard pass, but it's just, we got screwed with that penalty. Rashid or whoever screwed us. And whatever. Like, it's just that killed the drive. And that's just the way it is. For the team to be able to dig its way out of that stuff consistently, like you mentioned, penalty, touchdown, penalty, Romeo Dobbs, 15 yards or whatever, and Christian Watson, that deep, like that is not what I expect. And I'm not trying to be rude. It's just there are certain expectations, and that exceeded my expectations. Sometimes you look at it and go, if it's Rodgers or if it's, whatever, you might expect it. Or maybe not, maybe expect is not the right word, but it's like, this is more than within the wheelhouse of what this team should be able to do. You got Rodgers and Devontae Adams, but this, again, I come into this with just sort of a hang on and don't die mentality, and Malik just came out swinging, like, I got this, 3rd and 15, we can do it. And again, the wide receiver stepped up, getting open, Matt LaFleur calling great plays, and that's the thing, Matt LaFleur could have cashed it in. He could have said 3rd and 15, we got to avoid a pick, we're ahead. Let's just not do something stupid. Let's do a draw play. Let's do the old draw play. Probably not going to get it, but maybe we'll get lucky. See how it goes. No, he dials up a route that he thinks he can get a guy open, which Matt is one of the best I've ever seen at that. Guys are not supposed to be wide open on 3rd and long. Almost every time there's a guy open. I don't know how the heck he does it.
Hey, Marty!
Good talk, Snacks.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Hey, Ryan! Hey! Oh, man, what a game. Oh, God, come on. There's just a few minutes left. There's like 4.5 minutes left, and I'm getting really tired of every time Josh Jacobs gets a big run.
Oh, I know.
I know. Hey, man, great game. I'm loving the fact that the team as a whole is looking really good. Granted, the Titans aren't that great a team, but the team in the last 2 games without our starting quarterback has looked like a quality football team, and that's awesome, man. That is great.
Penalties, you got to get it's all these stupid little penalties, and all these
another 10 penalties,
pre-snap penalties. That's a killer. Those that's all in coaching and getting the guys to understand what they're supposed to do. But all in all, man, that's fixable. Penalties are always fixable. It's just coaching guys upright. Play-wise, we are fantastic. And, hey, I am so happy to see that we have a backup quarterback that we can trust. That's something that's bugged me since Rodgers really, once we got rid of Flynn. Having a guy that we can trust come in if we need him. And I've bitched about it in the preseason or in the offseason, and I'm glad that we got one. One small detail that I want to say is I don't like Reed being our punt returner. I don't like a punt returner that catches the ball and stands there and looks at the field to decide what he wants to do. You can't do that. Everybody's coming downhill at you. They all got tons of speed coming at you. You're never going to get anywhere. You got to catch that ball, and you got to start moving upfield. I mean, I guess a little left or right, but you got to start moving upfield and getting yards. He's going to get us killed doing that. Something's going to go wrong, and we're going to lose yards, or he's going to pop one up because somebody's going to tag him at full speed. But yeah, man, all in all, this is great. This has been great. I'm hoping that when Love comes back, he plays real well and the team looks just like this, because I would hate to start hearing, the Debbie Downers out there going, no, we should just put Willis back in.
Yep.
I don't want to hear any of that. That's the only small little thing that scares me, because he's played fantastic football.
Well, and honestly, that's the part. Jordan Love, I don't want to say he can't do what Malik did, because obviously you can do more spectacular things, or you can just have a good, but if you just look at how perfect he was, there was almost no errant passes. He didn't. If Jordan misses a throw, already you're going to be hearing we should just have Malik in, because the bar is so unbelievably high. I mean, there weren't a lot of attempts, but I don't know how you avoid it. I really don't. It's unfair to expect Jordan to come out and have a completion percentage that high. I mean, for a guy that already struggles with, accuracy a little bit, he's never been a great completion percentage guy. To say I expect you to now have like an 86% completion rate or something, like, that's never going to happen.
2 weeks. Yeah, man. Can't look forward to hear everybody else go on and on. I am done for the season. I'm closed for the season, so I am officially able to watch football on Sundays. And yeah, what a great way to start out my watching football season. All right, guys. Well, I'll talk to you later. Let's enjoy our Victory Monday when it comes around. All right, go Pack.
Yeah, exciting stuff. And I agree with you a little bit on Reed. Not that we, I wouldn't mind exploring her. I'm always scared of that, because you put somebody else in, the guy fumbles it. I mean, if nothing else, he doesn't put it on the ground, or at least he hasn't. I will say that I had the same observation. It's weird, because as good as he is, he gets the ball in his hand, he'll find any little crease. He gets north and south. He's special with the ball in his hands. It feels like he'd be a good punt returner, but I agree. Like, you have to be decisive, and maybe that is the difference. Behind the line of scrimmage, you're kind of going toward the sideline, you're kind of picking your spot, and there's a little bit of time to process. And I have the same mindset. Punt return and kick return are a little bit different, in that, with punt return, you don't get as many yards. Like, there's not just this big buffer in front of you. So if you can steal 5, 6, 7, you just go get it, and then see if you can get more beyond that. You don't want to get 0, because they're coming fast, and somebody will knock you down before you get a yard. So again, if you can just catch it and run, steal the first 5 yards and figure it out from there before anyone gets to you, then try to get to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But yeah, you cannot catch it and then stand there, especially with these booming punts where there's nobody around. Go steal the free yards. You have to do that. And then as you're running forward, you can start processing. Where do I want to go? Left, right, whatever. I'm with you. He's got to do a better job at that. He's a really skilled guy with the ball in his hands, but surprising how he's unable to translate that. All right, it's already 10 o'clock. I like to have the podcast up by now. So let's go ahead and take our break. We'll maybe do a little bit of a shorter one today. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Hey Ryan, it's Nate. Just calling in because I just wanted to talk about the game. I mean, obviously there's a lot of negatives going on, but I'll take this every time with backup quarterback playing. Like, do we have like a legit good backup quarterback who
Seems
can
that
come
way.
in and just keep winning us games? Like, what do we do? I gotta get your thoughts because I have to ask the question that I don't think we want to ask because we would love to keep him, but like Malik, can we pull, a Matt Flynn? Can we get some good draft capital out of this guy? Can we be a quarterback school? Can we just be a quarterback school who can just take guys, mold them, and then trade them back and get draft capital for ourselves to keep developing? That's a legit thing that I'm thinking right now. I know we're winning, and I'm probably just way over the top, and I definitely shouldn't feel that cocky. But I'm like, I look at the results. They kind of speak for themselves. So I just want your thoughts on that. Go back up.
Yeah, so it's come up a lot, and obviously it's exciting to think because you look at the quarterback play out there. This guy can. Listen, maybe it's a little bit of a fluke, and maybe it's just the Packers, and maybe he goes somewhere else and he's terrible. I have to assume there are teams right now looking at it going, we should pull the trigger on this. Because, look at Carolina. Now, I don't know if that's going to be the team that would want to do it because they've got Bryce, and not that they want Bryce, but are we really... It seems a little iffy, but let's just think about it from their perspective. You don't want a guy like Andy Dalton to be your starting quarterback. Doesn't matter the results. He's an old guy. He's a backup quarterback. We need a young guy that we believe can be our quarterback of the future. And everybody knows how difficult that is. So yeah, I mean, you look across the league, if you think this could possibly be the guy, and maybe he's finally developed, and this is, again, a guy that a lot of people thought could be a first-round talent, I mean, why not? So yeah, the question becomes what the heck are we going to do? And so, I mean, my thought really is we keep him as long as his rookie contract. There's risk involved with that, but we keep him on as long as his rookie contract. We hope that there's no negatives involved, if he has to come in, has some bad preseason, whatever the case may be, value goes down. But as long as he's able to sustain what he's doing, we get all that value, and then when the time comes, presumably somebody is willing to pay him money. Not going to be, the $50 million type contracts, but whatever a low-end starting quarterback deal is, $20 million, $25, whatever it is, as long as those offers are out there, the Packers can't match that. So what do? Before his contract runs out, you deal him. You have to, right? Because somebody's going to want to get out in front of it. Nobody wants to fight for him in free agency. So you, dole out whatever the draft capital is, and then you offer him the contract. That's kind of how I see it going, because as much as it would be cool to strike while the iron is hot and say, man, who knows? Maybe you get a first round, second round pick out of it or something. I don't know. At the same time, you would really hate to have, let's say Jordan goes down sometime in the playoffs and you're done. Whereas with Malik, you got a shot. If he's out for a game or whatever, it's a generally unlikely scenario, but we are in a very rare period of time right now where we just got this guy that can play really good football and he's ours and we can just have him. Paying a ton of money for him? Nope. So that's my thought. You hang on to him, wait for the contract to start to run out, and then you start working on dealing the young man.
Hey, Ryan, me Pedro, the Red from Brazil, man.
What's up?
So 2 minutes for the game to end, and yeah, it was a pretty good game overall. I talked about the defensive line here at the call, and you know what? The pass rush was there, I still think Kenny needs to step up, but otherwise, let's complain, and yeah. I'm calling here actually to talk about a hot take. Xavier McKinney just had another interception, and my hot take will be the Packers will have more turnovers than Caleb Williams will have touchdowns this season. And I'm not sure that Xavier McKinney won't have more turnovers than Caleb Williams will have touchdowns. But yeah, that's a hot take for the season, and let's see how it goes. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
No, it's crazy because on one hand, if you think about it, it's ridiculous one way. On the other hand, it's kind of unfair in the other direction. I mean, the idea that the Packers would have more turnovers than a NFL quarterback who plays 17 games is going to have touchdowns. It's like, give me a break. That's impossible. But at the same time, you look at the head start that they have. It's like he's got a lot of work to do to catch up. We're at 9 or 10 or whatever. What does Caleb have? 1 or 2, something like that? He got in this game. I know he at least got his first touchdown. At this pace, unless the Packers just stop turning the ball over, it's done.
Dude, X marks the spot. Wrap it up. I'm just absolutely floored that we are going to pull off 2 went down. Honestly, man, I would have stayed going just as long as he was back. But pulling 2 out of the hat, I'm mad credit to our staff. Happily included, man. The defense today was, they were all over the place. I know that Tennessee's offense is probably predictable, and getting up by a lot, it turns into a lot more predictable situations. But, you can't, you can only play the way that what they're giving you, man. 8 sacks. Offense being efficient, play calling, execution. The last 2 weeks, man, good on everybody in that building doing their thing. Golly, that was awesome. Is awesome. We rule. We rock.
Broke up a little bit there, but yeah, I think we got the idea. The efficiency, just everybody rally. That's been the mantra. That's what Matt LaFleur said. You'll hear it tomorrow in his locker room speech. Just a team win, just everybody coming together. It's just really impressive to see, and it's I don't know. It's what they're going to have to do moving forward. This team has the makings of a team capable of going all the way. And I've said that before, but the defense playing like this is a big deal. I have never seen a more disinterested human being than the Falcons coach. He hates his life so much. Anyways, they have to be able to keep doing this with the defense playing this way. The guys just gutting it out like they are. Don't let off the gas once Jordan gets back, thinking, okay, we're good. We can kind of whatever. That ain't going to work. Oh, my Lord. He's going to lose yards on a 4th down. That's it. That's the game. I knew the Chiefs were going to win that stupid game. All right. Man, we're going through this fast. I feel like we should be further along. All right. We'll do Nate's call here. I got to get the old mute button ready to go. Here we go, Nate.
Hey, Ryan. This is just after the game. Packers officially win. That was great. That was a great. I enjoyed watching that game. There was a few times early on where I was like, is this going to be one of those really ugly games where they're going to just pick us apart? Because they started picking us apart early. They had a lot of completions there, but then defense just turned it up. They just turned it up. 8 sacks. And how many picks? 4, 5? I lost count. But Xavier McKinney, 3 picks, 3 games. What money well spent. If anybody had said that we overpaid for him, I say go watch the Titans game. I know the Titans aren't good, but that's how good teams should play against bad teams.
Right, exactly.
Even with a backup quarterback. Malik Willis, man, like I said, could we get something for him, But yeah, I also have a question. For either you or for anybody who's in the fantasy football community, what's the percentage of people who started the Packers defense this last game? I want to know. I know you can get that kind of information from most of the websites that do that kind of thing. So I just want to know how many people actually thought that this was how well the Packers defense was going to play. Go Pack, go.
I don't know. I have the Packers defense in one of the leagues. I'm guessing I'd play in them because I only have one defense. So I got to check. Let me check the points. I haven't even checked the fantasy football at all. Yeah, Packers got me 22 points in that game. And in the other league that I created, I have defense makes a lot more. They get a lot more points because, again, it always drove me nuts. You could have a historic performance by a defense and it's like 22 points. Like, come on, dude. That's so stupid. Defense is massive. It's 48% of a team. A quarterback by himself could accidentally get more points. That's just one guy. An entire defense should be able to make a lot more points if they have a great day like this. Let's see if I can find the Packers defense in my other league. 22 points is a joke. Yeah, they got 29. Still probably could have been more, but 29 points. That's a lot closer to what you'd expect from that kind of a performance. And hey, 6 points week 1, 14 week 2, and 29 week 3. It sounds like they're treading in the right direction. All right, now let's take our final break. We'll come back. We got Chris from Alabama.
Hey, what's going on, Ryan? Chris from Alabama, man. Man, that was a great victory today. Man, the offense looked great. The defense looked great. Man, if we can keep doing what we doing right now and building upon this early in the season, when we get back to full strength, man, we're going to be a force to reckon with. I'm telling you something, Ryan, man. I'm telling you now. All we have to do is just keep doing what we're doing. What we're doing right now with Jordan Love being out and playing like we playing is just something that is just... It really, I ain't gonna say unheard of, but it's different, man. It's really special because the coaching genius of Matt LaFleur is really showing right now.
Yes.
To not have your top guy and bring in somebody that just came in 3 weeks and to perform like he performing, and for the offense and the team as a general just do what they do is just outstanding, man. Big win today, man. Man, we 2-1, man. We got a big game this week against Minnesota. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this is for real or I'm still in a dream.
I don't either.
All I know is we gotta have full hands on deck next week for Minnesota. It's gonna be a tough game, division game, and we need to have all hands on deck for that challenge. But good win today. Let's celebrate it today and get ready for this challenge, man. Go Pack, go. I'll talk to y'all later, man. Outstanding win today.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just repeating myself at this point, but yeah, man, I hope. Here's what I hope. I hope that this was kind of I don't want to say wake up call, but kind of. In other words, again, you could kind of feel it. It's early. It's probably just week 1, week 2 football. It's not necessarily guys being lazy or whatever, but I think it's a little bit of a wake up call when you see the situation you're in and you realize this quarterback is going to need our help, a lot of help, and we really have to step up. And you kind of take that extra little bit of ownership. Again, not trying to imply that they don't already do that or in theory they know that. It just, you got the impression that they really took it to heart, And I'm just hoping that was a learning experience. I mean, Matt LaFleur too. Look how creative he had to get. Look, what did we learn here? What did we learn about our offensive line? What did we learn about how we could utilize Jaden Reed and the creativity in the backfield? What kind of things did we learn from this? Again, these guys taking ownership. Look at the defense when they're called upon. You're not just there to, support the offense. We need you to win this freaking game, and look what they do. Great. Guess what? Don't stop doing that. Don't stop doing that. And if they can just embody that, because again, I don't care about the record. I just care about the team I'm looking at. I don't know what a lot of teams actually are. It's going to be kind of hard to determine all that. But this team right now, with the defense doing what it's doing, the offense doing what it's doing, again, the offensive line can be annoying at times. But, Tucker Kraft and Romeo Dobbs and Jaden Reed and, Watson, he's been behind the scenes, but dude is blocking like crazy, and whenever they decide to throw the ball down the field, he's right there to make a play. What beautiful plays by Watson, by the way. The whole thing about, where is Watson? Bro, just throw it up to him. Another, underthrown kind of 50-50 ball just to see if he can come back and get it, and he does it beautifully. I mean, that's a Romeo Dobbs ball. That's not supposed to be a Watson ball. And then, again, the one across the middle, just beautiful. If these guys can just keep playing like this and Matt can just stay in his bag and make sure that those receivers, those talented receivers, are put in a position to succeed and make it so that all Jordan has to do, as talented as he is essentially have the same job as Malik to be a game manager. You hand the ball off, and then when you're not handing the ball off, what you're going to do is you're going to find the open man and you're going to throw it to him and try to make it accurate if you can. Thanks very much. That's it. And if everything else just stays the same, this is a really good football team. Really, really good.
Hey, Ryan, Steve again. Normally don't make calls that game day, but I just got done kind of with the game here. I was looking at the Bears game. If you look at the statistics, you know, the ones that they pop up for the game, how did the Bears lose in this game? How did they lose that game? Well, at the time, it's a little bit left, but 21-9. How you lose that game? You were like up in almost every stat. You were in better position every stat. Time possession. You have better first downs. You have better yards per play. You have just more total. How are you losing the game? Just ridiculous. They suck so bad. And Minnesota's starting to worry me, man. Minnesota's, you know, I don't know what's going on here, man, but this all of a sudden is a dangerous team, and they're scoring a lot of points, and they're playing defense, and we get to play them next. So who knows how that's going to go? But, yeah, I'm getting out of here. I gotta go pack up some stuff. We'll talk to you guys all later. Yeah, go pack.
Yeah, obviously we're going to have to start digging into Minnesota pretty quick. The last 2 weeks in a row I've looked at, Colts supposedly have a great defense. I was like, I don't know about that. Titans supposedly have I don't know about that. We'll see what I can find in Minnesota. It's going to be real interesting when the grades come out. I mean, I can't imagine it's going to be anything negative after the absolute beating they just put on a probably talented team. I don't know, but we'll see. I mean, I feel confident in our team, and it, two good teams play. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, I guess. But if the Packers are able to overcome what they've done the last few weeks, I would hope they could overcome Sam Darnold. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, my God. There's a quarterback controversy in Green Bay. Oh, my goodness. What's up, Kyle from Madison? I'm joking, obviously. There's probably some idiots on Twitter.
I'm sure. I haven't seen them yet, but I'm sure.
Care. That was freaking... Dude, I'm trying to put myself in the headspace of, like, one of those Titans fans watching this game, right? And you're watching Levis throw 3 freaking interceptions, just taking 8, how many sacks? 10, 7, 8? I don't know. A lot. There's 2 and 3 Packers converging on his face simultaneously in the backfield. He's looking like trash. The first touchdown, I'm like, man, I'm sorry, but that's a freaking push-off. Was that Hopkins that just throws Stokes down, whatever? I don't care. So he threw 2 touchdowns, or he had 1? I don't even know. Levis played terrible, and the Packers defense played great. And if you're watching that and you're a Titans fan, and then in comes the cast-off Narv dog, missing another field goal, but still banging him through, and then Malik Willis comes in with a 2-touchdown game, outplays your QB, and just like bottoms you out at 0-3. That's got to be a rough world. I mean, for Packer fans, it's like, well, we won last week. Even if we lose, yeah, it'll be disappointing, but as long as nobody gets hurt, it's survivable, So I had low expectations. I was absolutely pleasantly surprised and not totally shocked, though. I knew it was definitely possible we could do this today.
Yeah.
But man, if you're a Titans fan, it's got to be, that's got to hurt. That has got to hurt. I see the Vikings actually look like Darnold is the truth. I still don't think they're going to be there at the end, but you can't ignore. Now, I mean, I know they had him in their house. It's a tough place to play in U.S. Bank Stadium. But you can't ignore what they did to Texans today. You just can't. Sorry, I hate to say it, but it makes today even more important for Packers. And then the Bears. It's like they're just writing the material for you. It's like they know they need to create content for you during the week. And boy, are they!
It's wild.
Rolling out the hits for you to comment on. I mean, literally and figuratively, rolling out the hits. I had that on another TV. That game, the Bears game. I mean, that is holy crap, that game was ugly. That game made me feel ill, and I hate both those games. So good vibes in Green Bay, great vibes in Green Bay. You get the Vikings coming in. You're 2-1. I mean, even if you drop a game to them next week because of rust or whatever, if Love comes back, you're 2-2. I mean, hey, things are looking good, buddy. So have a good Sunday.
The Chicago Bears situation, man. I mean, if we wanted to, and we don't, I mean, we do, but we can't. We have other obligations, obviously. But if we wanted to, we could easily do 7 days this week of laughing at the enemy just about the Bears. Not about the Titans, not about the 49ers, not about Dallas. All great content. But just the Bears. This is, I mean, I had mentioned that it's probably going to take a lot. You know, I figured it's going to be a long time before Bears fans get broken. They're going to keep believing all this stuff. They seem borderline broken right now. It's bad. I just saw Adam Rank say he's contemplating taking a break from sports for a while. I'm sure it's not serious. It's his career. He can't do it. But they might be done. Look, you lose to the Colts. I mean, and look, they really thought. You know, last week they were lying. The last 2 weeks they've been lying, just nonstop. Oh yeah. We knew it was gonna be a slow start. We knew that. We knew all this stuff. They genuinely believed all the hype that this was going to be an unstoppable offense, that the defense was going to be right there, that they were going to compete in the NFC North, playoff bound. Caleb was going to be Offensive Rookie of the Year, possibly MVP. He's going to break all the Bears records. They are now 0-3. They're 0-3. And Caleb is not on path. I mean, the 300 yards, thanks to 50 passing attempts, is going to help him to at least get the yards, but I doubt that's going to be sustained. Touchdowns, not even close. I mean, it's yeah, I would say they're about as broke as can be. And here's the thing. It's not even just a matter of, oh, no, we got another bad quarterback. It's just you freaking jerks. Like, you absolute bastards. Like, we got Fields and we felt good about it, and you ruined it. Fields is bad, no doubt about it. But you messed everything. You sucked at everything. And then we get our guy, the golden boy, generational talent, right? I mean, this is it. This is even you guys can't screw this up, and they have. And listen, I don't want to completely bail out Bears fans because Caleb still looks bad. But there's no question the levels of incompetence here are shocking. Absolutely shocking. And to look around the league and see the Packers do what they're doing with Malik Willis, to see what the Vikings are doing with Sam Darnold, to look at what Carolina is doing with the 42-year-old redhead out there just carving people up with zero weapons, nothing on that team to play with. And you can't figure out a way to beat the Colts, and you fall to 0-3 behind the Colts. I mean, here you are as one of the worst teams in football again. And you got everything you ever thought you needed. You got your offensive line, you got your wide receivers, you got your quarterback, your running back, your tight end, and a great defense. And you can't win a game even against one of the worst teams in football? Did you see how bad Anthony Richardson is? That guy is the worst thing ever. What is his stat line? What was Anthony Richardson's stat line? Hold on 1 second. Take a look at this real quick. So this team decided Caleb should throw the ball 52 times, which is insane. Caleb Williams had 363 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 picks, and they lost. Anthony Richardson completed 10 of 20 passes for 160 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions, and they won the game. Richardson didn't even have a rushing touchdown. He had 8 rushing attempts for 24 yards. He didn't even reach 200 yards on the air, on the ground or in the air. He completed 50% of his passes, only 10 passes, and somehow, in that span of just 20 total attempts, managed 2 interceptions. The Bears' defense shut them down entirely. I mean, Jonathan Taylor did run for 110 yards, 4.78 average, which isn't great. Trey Sermon also had 8 yards per carry, so maybe not the best run defense in the world. But they had no quarterback. I tell you what, they would have been better off without a quarterback because 10 completions for 167 yards and 2 picks is in my estimation, negative value. The Bears couldn't find a way to win this game with Caleb throwing almost 400 yards. Rome Odunze, 112 yards and a touchdown. Cole Kmet, almost 100 yards in this game. DJ Moore, 78 yards. Kmet and Odunze touchdowns. How did you lose this game? How did you only score 16 points? How did the Colts score 21 points? What is happening? Here. I hate to dive into laughing at the enemy already. Here's how their game went. Missed field goal, punt, interception, turnover on downs, end of half. That's a heck of a start, huh? Then it got a little better. Field goal, interception, punt, touchdown, fumble, touchdown. Oh, how does it even happen? How does it happen? Well, I tell you what, it's almost 11 o'clock. We're going to stop it there. We got 5 more calls to get through. Not enough for a show, so make sure you get your calls in. But either way, I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.